Let's go now to a newly released documentary that focuses on the homecoming from the Iraq War. It is a story of the pain, sacrifice, and the struggles that began in Iraq and which continue for those fortunate enough to return home. The film follows 5 different stories. Let's take a peek.
When you come back from war, you come back to what you left. We went to war a unit, and we came home alone.
How to Fold a Flag is a film by Michael Tucker, and he joins me now in studio along with Adam Bryant, a veteran and director of membership for the Iraq and Afghanistan Veterans of America. Gentlemen, thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
Michael, I'll begin with you. The title, How to Fold a Flag, where did that come from? What does it mean?
Well, it comes from the flag, and the flag represents the sacrifices of our service members and their families. And I was in combat with the people featured in the film in 2003 and 2004. And watching them come home, we felt this was so much a story that needed to be told about the hardships these guys have had.
And Adam, from your perspective with this veterans group, what are some of the similar stories that you see repeated time and time again?
Well, you heard it right there. I mean, we went to war as a unit, came home alone. There's often a real disconnect between the life you lead in the military, especially overseas, and the life that you're expected to lead when you come home. It can feel like being thrown off of a moving train and being expected to land on your feet. I experienced that personally, and a lot of times, you know, the way that plays out, especially now, is that we're seeing a high rate of unemployment among veterans. They're having difficulty finding a job, especially in this economy. I mean, everyone is, sure, but some of the difficulties that come with explaining your service to some of the employers in this environment,
and how it could be relevant,
can be very difficult to explain in terms that they understand, which leads to unemployment, and of course they're dealing with issues like PTSD and traumatic brain injury, and all these things kind of compound on top of each other, and unfortunately all too often lead to suicide. So see, these are some of the things that we're seeing.
Michael, I'm curious, one of the veterans that you feature is a gentleman by the name of Stuart Wilf, who seems really disenchanted. Let's take a clip and then we're going to talk about that on the other side.
Wilfs have basically been in every war throughout American history. This country just couldn't have a war if it weren't for Wilfs. When this war came, there was no way for me to say no. I had to be there. These colors don't run. I saw it coming beforehand. That's why I had joined the Army just prior to the war beginning. I had to get ready to be up front in the beginning.
So he returns from Iraq, he goes and he works in a convenience store, and then he eventually quits. What does this film and the way he's reacting, what does it say about the way he and our Iraq veterans are being treated?
Well, Wilf was kind of the class clown of his unit, a very happy-go-lucky kind of guy. But coming home for him, like many young guys, coming from that combat environment to the civilian world, how do you make that transition? You go from leading people in combat or being in combat to working in a convenience store. These guys have so many skills. How do you make them translate to the civilian world? And those are the things that Adam is talking about. We need jobs for these guys. We need transition programs for these guys.
Michael, what's the most important message you want people to take away from viewing this documentary?
I think the most important message, when we see these young men and women come home, it's so easy to say thank you for your service. It's much harder to actually do something. And people with companies can offer jobs, people can offer internships. Just do something. It's so easy to say something, but doing something is difficult.
Michael Tucker and Adam Bryant, gentlemen, How to Fold a Flag. Very eager to see it. Thank you so much for sharing, giving us a preview.
Thank you
for having us.